Well, hello, everybody. This is Thomas and Krista Shirley here from Throne Builders, and we wanted to get on here and share with you about some of the wonderful things and transitions that are taking place in our lives. Krista, you are where right now?
I'm in California and have been here for the last almost 3.5 months.
Redlands, California,
Yeah.
staying with a family friend and going through some wonderful personal transformations and growth and evolution and expansion.
Mm.
And as I am here in Crestview, Florida, we wanted to share with you a little bit about some of the transitions that have been taking place in our lives over the last several years, in particular over the last year, and then in particular, the year 2020. It has been we were told for years that this would be a very pivotal year for us and a year of great breakthrough. And though the breakthrough has not come in the form that we had expected, it has been a breakthrough of great magnitude for sure. In this video, we would like to introduce to you Krista's service, which is called
I found me.
I Found Me. And of course, on our Throne Builders channel, Krista has posted several videos in 2018 where she introduced I Found Me and talked about it some, but at the time there was still no clear vision. It was just the book that she had written, and the link will be in the description below so that you can go to Amazon and purchase that for yourself. And that'll be a great blessing to you to help you learn how to discover who you are and what your purpose in life is. And of course, since then, Krista, you've undergone quite a number of changes in your life. So I would like you to tell us a little bit about some of the personal changes that you have experienced
Mm.
in the last couple of years, in particular over the last 6 months.
Well, the book is really about identity. You know, um, so many of us, from the time of our birth, we've been programmed and controlled and redefined, is what I like to call it. And so we grow up and we get to a point in our lives where we're just not happy because the reason why we're not happy is because we don't know who we are and we're living a life that we were probably never intended to live, at least not through that expression. So, one thing I wanted to say that's kind of interesting that I discovered along the journey as I was writing the book, and then I published it twice. It was kind of a thing that I always knew that the book I was writing, called I Found Me, was going to be an ongoing process for me because it's a journey. So I'm still every day finding myself in new ways and discovering new things about myself. And I think that's the whole point. I know a lot of people will be inspired and empowered by this book. I'm writing another book, just to let you all know. And that's going to be just as helpful and just as inspirational, but it's going to be on a new level because I've changed so much and I've found a new level of me.
So, in this process of finding ourselves, one of the things that we've discovered over the years is it's not that we're trying to get some identity or become some identity.
Right.
Instead, it's learning how to peel back the layers
Yeah.
of all of the programming, what we've come to call it, of being
Exactly.
born into a world system
Yeah.
where we're just limited from the very beginning, and some more than others, of course, depending on family situations or where they're born, what region they're born in.
Yeah.
But the book is very encouraging, very helpful, and has an awful lot to do with Krista's actual experience and journey in life. And so uh, hope that you'll take the time to purchase that and read that. So, just want to kind of talk a little bit with you, Krista, about you mentioned a minute ago that you knew that the book would be an ongoing thing, that it would expand into something more. And I remember while you were writing it again and again, you would say that this is going to be a business, this is going to be something that's going to be multifaceted, it's going to help people in many different ways. And the book was really for you just kind of getting some of those basic ideas down on paper so that you could begin to formulate, because that was really a great time of personal awakening for you.
Yes, absolutely.
So so now that you're in this great place where you have a more clear vision, and I realize you're still working through parts of it, but you have a more clear vision for where you're wanting to take things. Can you
Right.
describe a little bit to us about the philosophy and the philosophy of I Found Me and the
Mhm.
direction that you're trying to take things in for right now?
Absolutely. I'd be honored to share that with everyone. It's really special to me because I Found Me is everything about it, the book and the business. It's all somewhat supernatural as I was led to do it. And I never really knew that I would do that. I never even knew I was an author or that I would write a book. So, it's just as much of a shock to me as other people. So,
Right.
um, so the philosophy of the mission, I like to say, of I Found Me is really all about helping people to awaken to their divine identity, who they truly are inside, because we are already perfect people. We are already beautiful, lovely, powerful people, but that's been covered over. We've been lied to, we've been programmed. And so I Found Me is passionate about helping people to not only find their divine identity and live in that, but also one thing that is really important to my heart, and it's really one of the biggest keys, is helping people to believe in themselves and love themselves. Because if we don't believe in ourselves and love ourselves, then we can't really become that ultimate highest version of ourselves, you know? And that's really important because the main mission for I Found Me, if I guess in a nutshell, is that I really want to help people restore every part of their life, including the physical, emotional, and spiritual. We're really supposed to be living a life that's happy, healthy, successful, and free. And if we're not experiencing that on a daily basis, then we have to ask ourselves why. And I'd just like to say for whoever's listening that there not only is this possible to live this way, but it's doable and it's practical, and there are ways to enter into that and to become that person. It's like you said a little while ago. It's not so much about becoming a whole new person, although that happens as we transform, but we are already us inside. If that makes sense to anybody listening, we, we are us, and we don't always see that or know that because of all the programming, because of all the influences growing up. And so basically, I Found Me is on a mission to help people awaken to their divine identity, to believe in themselves so that they can learn to create a life that's happy, healthy, successful, and free. That's it in a nutshell. So,
And just to kind of piggyback off of what you said about people learning how to believe in themselves and love themselves,
hmm
I think that we both agree that you really can't love yourself or believe in yourself until you actually begin to get those glimpses
right,
of your actual self, your real,
exactly.
your inner man, as Paul calls it.
Yeah.
And that's where the great journey is. And it's as you begin to get what for us has been over the years, these glimpses, these little snapshots of, oh, well, there's power there, there's divinity there, there's wealth there, there's health there. And
Right.
as we got those glimpses, they got our heart going in that direction. And as that happened, we began to get more familiar with those images and began to see a bigger picture of ourselves. It
Yeah.
became easier to fall in love with ourselves
Absolutely.
to believe
Mhm.
that we can and that we will live the life of our dreams, or be happy, healthy, successful, and free, as you like to say.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. So for many years, basically your entire life, you have been trained, programmed to live your life in service to authorities, husbands, uh, uh, the people around you, God. But you've undergone some changes in your life that have really revolutionized you. Can you
Mhm.
describe some of the things that made you aware of the need
Mhm.
for these changes to take place in your life?
Yeah, this is a very special subject to me because, I know that so many people are in the same spot that I was in. And so this really excites me for all who'll be watching this. You know, the the best way to describe this is it's like I woke up one day, from a long slumber, and I looked in the mirror, and when I was gazing at myself in the mirror, I realized that I didn't recognize the person in the mirror, and my life, wasn't what I wanted it to be in any area. I mean, you name it, I wasn't happy with what was going on in my life, and I knew something wasn't right. I knew I had missed something. So I was on this journey of searching for my identity. I was searching for what is the meaning of life and all of these things, as we all do. But when I realized that this person in the mirror was not truly me, then I began to ask even different types of questions, which ultimately would lead me to have to change my beliefs and to be really an open minded person that could really cultivate a willing heart and a humble spirit as I went along the journey. Because, so much of the programming that seemed so real to me, um, it wasn't. and I had to let that go. That's what happened during my journey time. So when I realized I wasn't happy, I was sick all the time, I was in poverty all the time, and I always felt trapped inside of myself as if I was, behind jail bars. I realized that this has to change. And so I began to ask, how will this change? And what will be required of me? And so that's kind of what happened. And as I sought for answers, I received them in multitude of ways. We are shown things through dreams and through visions and through music and people and all kinds of things. So this is what happened to me. And because of that, now today, I'm a totally different person. Now I'm still the same old Krista, that girl next door, that Florida girl living next to the cows next door, and I love her, but she has evolved and she has come up levels because she finally realizes who she is. And that's a really powerful journey that we all need to go on. But today I'm happy, I'm healthier than I've ever been in my life, and I feel successful. And a lot of people relate success to wealth, but success is not just about wealth, as we know. So I feel successful in everything that I do, and I truly feel free. For the first time in my life, I feel very free, and that's a great feeling. And a lot of people don't know that feeling because they haven't lived it yet. So
That's true. That's true. So, Krista, you mentioned a lot of personal changes that you've undergone. Can you give us one or two examples of changes that you've experienced through the process, especially recently?
I went through a lot of emotional healing. I have received so much emotional healing that it's really astounding to me. And what happened through that process is, as I realized that the emotional baggage or bondage that I was in was really halting everything in my life and keeping me in a place of being depressed and sick and, in this poverty mode. Um, it really started to make sense to me that it's so important that we receive the emotional healing that we need, because once you do that, and as you know, Tom, because you're experiencing your own breakthroughs, as we receive the emotional healing, the physical breakthroughs come through that vein, and we start to realize exactly what we need to do for our health and other things like that, and for our finances and for our relationships, because really it's all tied together. Often I say to people, you can't separate the physical, emotional, spiritual, because it is all interconnected. So, as I received emotional healing that I've been needing for years and I was not getting, I opened up in ways that I didn't know that I could. And through those openings, I started to experience even physical changes where I was shown what to do, even to reverse my age and to bring back the youthfulness and vitality of my youth. And I'm actually sharing that with people now on how to do the same. So if you're interested, if you're watching this, I have a YouTube channel called I Found Me, which will be giving you the link to that. And also, I'm on Facebook. I have an I Found Me Facebook page, and you'll get updates there too. But I'm just really excited because for the first time in my life, I feel not only like a whole person, but I feel like a whole, happy, healthy, successful, free person, and that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's a really wonderful experience.
Yeah, it really, really is, and we're both in the same progressive changes that are taking place. For those of you that have seen our videos in the past, you will see a stark difference in our appearance, for one thing, and you probably can tell a stark difference in just our countenance and how much happier and freer we feel
Yeah.
right now because of all the wonderful choices that we've been making that have been helping us move in the right direction. So how are you enabled now to help other people? What is it that's happening? How are these things that are happening to you? Your emotional healing. How are you now able to look into somebody else's life and speak to them and help them make better decisions, help them see a better way for themselves?
Well, that's a great question. It's really about having the testimony ourselves, because when we have the testimony ourselves, then we are truly ready to help other people. There's an old saying that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. But there's a second part to that that a lot of people don't realize, and it says, when the student is truly ready, the teacher will disappear. And
Yeah.
that's where I feel that I am right now. I have a divine guidance, which is always there leading me and guiding me into everything. But I also have that divine spark within me as well. And so what I have learned through my process, through I Found Me, is that as I learned how to let go of the baggage and heal my emotions and everything that I've gone through with that, and have really come out a happy person, a healthy person, successful and free person. What has happened is I have been given tools during that process to not only understand, because I'm a very empathic, sensitive person as far as like, I really try to break things down and to figure out why people are struggling, why we are living the way we're living, how can we fix these things, how can we become the ultimate version of ourselves. So what happened during the process is as I became happy, I learned that this would apply to everybody else on the planet. And so as I became happy and healthy, I was given tools to help other people become happy and healthy, successful and free. It's really powerful because this can happen to anybody and will happen to anybody that really goes through this process. They're going to come out not only stronger, and not only a better version of themselves, but they're going to have tools to use to help whoever they want to help. So,
Right. Yeah. As we have learned how to let ourselves heal and
yeah,
make better decisions for ourselves, it really has given us an awful lot of clarity to be able to speak into other people's lives
right.
without trying to fit them into some type of a paradigm, some type of
That's
a
right.
perspective.
That's right.
And of course, we've been doing that for about 4 years now. When Throne Builders was launched, there was a tremendous
Yeah.
gift given to us of being able to speak into many different types of people's lives. We've ministered to a number of Muslims. We've ministered, of course, we were coming from a Christian perspective at the time,
Right.
but we were able to minister to Muslims and homosexuals, which, of course, at the time, being where we were was not something that we were worried about, but something that was somewhat foreign to us. But
Yeah.
we talked to at least one person that was an agnostic. I remember that, and that
Mhm.
was an interesting conversation. And we've been able to speak into people's lives
Mhm.
without trying to limit them into what we believed,
Right.
but we were limited because of what we believed. We could only take people so far. And even though often we would speak far outside the realm of what we were normally comfortable with,
Yeah.
we still had that basic paradigm that kind of limited us. And I think for both of us, it's
Mhm.
really beautiful right now because, and of course, we haven't arrived. We're not saying we're that we've gotten to this great pinnacle of experience yet,
Yeah.
but we are in such a beautiful process right now
Yeah.
where we find ourselves being able to bring forth what's the healing that's taking place in us and share it with other people. And I just think that's really, really beautiful.
That's great. One thing I'd like to add, that goes right in sync with what you're saying is that, you know, the reason why I feel so excited about I Found Me and about the journey I'm on with helping people is that, I've really you and I actually have come to this realization of the years that all the answers we seek are within us. We need not look any further beyond ourselves. And the thing is, a lot of people don't know how to take that when they hear it because they think, well, are you saying that I don't need God or I don't need whatever? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we are divine and we have that divine DNA within us that is already connected to, a greater collective, of divineness. So we can't be separated from that anyways. So it would behoove us to learn how to tap in and to how to hear and how to use our intuition. It's a big thing that I have really cultivated and been learning with I Found Me is how to use my intuition to help guide people with health issues or with emotional and mental issues. And this is important because really when it comes down to it, we have the ability and always have had the ability to heal ourselves. That's important that we realize that. And like you said earlier, the only way we're going to realize that or be able to walk in that is to know who we are and why we're here.
So, Krista is currently working on 3 platforms. She has a channel on YouTube that she mentioned before. She also has a Facebook page. She
Mhm.
also has an Instagram account. So, the links for each of those will be in the description below so that you can go over there and check out what she's doing. She is in the process of really gearing things up right now. And so, Krista, would you tell us what some of your short term goals are for I Found Me?
I'm starting a brand new YouTube series this week, and I'm really excited about it. It's all about ancient health secrets and how to reverse our age. But it's not just about that subject. It's going to incorporate helping people to learn, how to believe in themselves and love themselves And of course, because I Found Me truly is all about identity, definitely will be teaching about that as well on that series. So there's going to be a lot of different things on that series, a lot of different subjects.
So, as we said at the beginning of the video, Krista is in Redlands, California,
Yeah.
and has been there for about 3.5 months now.
Hmm.
And the reason that she went there was so that we could begin the process of dissolving our marriage union. And we wanted to share with those of you that have been following us for some time a little bit about where we are right now,
Hmm.
and to let you know that we are very happy with each other and very happy with ourselves. Our children are very happy. We finally came to a realization that we've spent the last 22 years
Hmm.
beating each other up, trying to make it work, trying to become what we thought we needed to become, living under the expectations of each other,
Hmm.
and predominantly issues brought to our marriage came from me. But Krista would easily attest that she brought plenty of baggage herself, and so we essentially did what I like to call a sleepwalk dance for about 22 years, where we just tried to make it work, but were unconscious, asleep, unaware. And as we have gone through this wonderful awakening process that we have been going through, finally came to the realization that we're not obligated to try to make a romantic marriage covenant work. And so we have agreed together that we are dissolving that covenant,
Hmm.
and we are freeing each other to pursue the lives that we desire to live.
Yeah.
And this has been a very smooth transition for us. I
Yeah.
think we've both been shocked by that, and we're really happy about that because
Hmm.
that's going to also help us to help other people that we work with over the years that are going through divorce, and children that have had to be exposed to a divorce because of the way that Krista and I have had such respect and kindness toward each other through this. Our
Hmm.
three wonderful children are in a very good place right now. They're very happy for the decisions that we've made, and our son and our two daughters are here with me in Florida right now, and of course missing their mom, but very happy that she is in such a great place in her heart and her head right now, and
Hmm.
clearly growing so much and just becoming so much more powerful than people have yet to realize. And of course, that will continue to be brought onto the world scene very soon. And they're also very happy with where I am right now and the changes that I'm undergoing and the way that my life is taking the direction that I'm choosing for myself. So we just wanted to share with all of our public. We wanted to thank all of you that have supported us over the years.
Yeah.
And we wanted to let you know that Krista and I respect each other. Krista, I respect you. I love you so much. And
Mhm.
I have nothing but admiration for you. I honor you, and I bless you, and I'm so excited about I Found Me. And of course, we're going to get to do collaborations down the road and work on things as time progresses. We plan on that at least, and very much looking forward to that. So, Chris, I'll let you just go ahead and say what's on your heart to our audience, and then we'll wrap it up.
Well, first of all, I know a lot of you will be seeing this, that you guys have been watching us for several years, and some of you have supported us. And we just want to say thank you again. And we honor you for that. And we're truly grateful and know that we wouldn't be where we are without you. So, whoever's watching this that needed to hear that, we're still Tom and Krista. We're just we're in a better place. And I do find it interesting that over the years, Tom and I have been given words by certain people that we trusted, and that they even saw that we would take a separate path of sorts. Now we didn't know what that would look like, but it really the most important thing I'd like to say here is that so many people want to be happy. They want to live the life of their dreams, so to speak. But because of programming and condemnation and fear, and misperceptions about how things really work, and they're totally unaware of the toxic environment around them, they don't know how to make a change, and they don't realize that sometimes, oh, what's the best way to say this? Sometimes the highest road is to separate from what you know that you need to separate from, because it could be that you're being called to go your own path for that season or for the rest of your life. Who knows? So I'm saying this because a lot of you are watching this and maybe you're going through something like this, or maybe you feel shame or guilt or whatever or fear. But Tom and I just want to let you know that it is possible to not only go through a separation or a divorce being friends, but Tom and I really have more than that. We have a bond. We have a true friendship. So Tom, I honor you as well, and I highly respect you as a person. I've learned so much from you. You are a wonderful, powerful man. And I know that everything that is going on in our lives right now, the paths that we're taking, it's perfect, and we're right on track.
Well, anyways, this is wonderful. I'm so excited about your wonderful new venture of I Found Me. I also am in a fantastic place right now in my head and physically and emotionally and spiritually. I'm ready to go forward. I've got a lot of clarity right now. All right. So, anyways, thank you everybody for watching this video. If you made it to the end, you deserve a cookie. You should go buy yourself one, and while you're at it, buy one for me too. And we look forward to our expansion, and we look forward to our respective audiences. And I'm sure there will be a lot of people that are following both of us and seeing the content that we're releasing and receiving the ministry that we bring to them. And so, looking forward to everything that happens. Krista, thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me, and really looking forward to everything that's coming your way here real soon.
Ditto.